Welcome. We are devoting this session for the exercise to reach at the inner values of Formulation Ganita Sutra. This reach is being planned in terms of four quadruple basic formulations: Ved, Ish, Gana and Eti, or the quadruple formulations. These quadruple formulations are the basic formulations. Therefore, we shall approach these formulations in terms of the inner folds of TCV values of the individual letters veiled for the composition of these formulations. The first formulation, which deserves to be approached for its six inner folds for each of its quadruple letters, is Ved. Ved is our source formulation. It is basic formulation. This formulation is availing quadruple letters. These quadruple letters are wa, a, da, a. They are having TC values 7, 6, 6 and 1 of summation value 20. These TCV values of these quadruple letters are to be approached for their six inner folds. These six inner folds are FFTCV, TTCV, FTCV, HTCV, TRCV, and STRCV. These are mentioned in the table in column 1, and the subsequent columns are devoted for the inner fold values of the quadruple letters. The second column is enlisting inner fold values for letter wa. The TC value of letter wa is 7, and the FFTC value for it as such is 27. However, here it is mentioned 28 just from the point of view to impress upon that the consonants are not in a position to be pronounced, and their pronunciation is to be with the help of the vowels. The first vowel with its TC value 1 as such is being inherently added here. However, we shall be specific that this value, this additional value 1 as such, is not to be considered while we will be reaching at the summation values of the respective folds. The column 2 is enlisting all the six inner fold values for letter wa. One may have a pause here and take note that the TTCV in respect of letter wa is being not mentioned distinctively, as it is to lead to TTC values in reference to the vowel A. Therefore, it is this feature which also shall be kept in mind. Therefore, the reach for the six inner folds for the quadruple letters of formulation Ved come to be as are being tabulated here. However, to have a proper appreciation, and the distinctive values for each fold, we have to approach them sequentially. The first phase is the phase of TC value 20 of formulation weight and FFTC value 103. As we have pointed that value 28 is to be taken as value 27 only, so the summation value will come to be 102. Therefore, we have to reach at the parallel geometric format for the values pair 20 and 102 or 103. Value 20 is the value of synthesis of pair of transcendence ranges of a zero order. So this synthesis of pair of transcendence ranges of zero order as FFTCV will take us to value 102. Therefore, it is this feature of transcendence and of inner folds of the formulations like with which are to be properly chased. At the second phase, the TTCV fold, the second inner fold of the formulation wave, will take us to value 354. The, the third inner fold as FTCV will take us to value 42. The fourth fold will take us to value 72. The fifth fold will take us to value 140. And the sixth fold will take us to value 300. These values 102, 354, 42, 72, 140 and 300 are the values which accept parallel geometric formats. The parallel geometric formats for the inner fold values of formulation weight are to be chased in reference to the TC value 20 of the formulation weight. Therefore, the sadhakas fulfilled with intensity efforts to be parallel with the inner fold values, 6 inner fold values of formulations shall approach them sequentially, step by step, fold by fold. So the formulation weight as of TC value 20 deserve to be chased as 6 phases and stages of reach of 6 inner folds. Now the second basic formulation is the formulation Ish. Ish as a simple rendering as Ishwar as God. The reach from formulation Ved, a domain of knowledge, to the second formulation Ish, the presiding deity of the domain of knowledge. Now, like the formulation Ved, the formulation Ish as well is having 7 inner folds. The TCV value for the formulation Ish as a composition of triple letters is 7. These 6 inner folds of the TCV values of triple letters of formulation Ish are tabulated as sheet 3.1. This tabulation deserves to be faced for its imbibing to have proper insight and proper enlightenment about the manifestation formats for these folds. These manifestation formats deserve to be chased phase-wise. With respect to the first phase, the TC value 7 will have a reach at value 67, and at second phase it is going to be reached at value 6. Third phase, this reach is going to be at value 36. At fourth phase, the value is going to be 22. At fifth phase, this value is going to be 65. And finally, at sixth phase, it is going to be 137. One may have a pause here and have a fresh visit to these six-fold values: 67, 6, 36, 22, 65, and 137. Value 67 is value which brings us face to face with the second digit is going to be parallel to the number of gaps of 7 points range. It is this interrelationship of the value 7 with value 67 on the one hand and with value 6 on the other hand, and further as value 36 equal to 6 cross 6, 6 square, and step ahead as value 22 being the summation value of fourfold manifestation layer of hypercube 6, and step ahead as value 65 equal to the coordination value of 13 edged cube with the transcendental origin within creator's space. Finally, the value 137, which avails triple digits 137, is parallel to 7 streams flow from the Brahman domain, manifesting as triple streams and finally as single stream. It is this Divya Ganga Pravaha through the Brahman domain, which is the reach of the 6 inner folds of the formulation Ish. The third formulation, Gana, is the formulation which also avails quadruple letters and 6 inner fold values of these quadruple letters or as are tabulated as sheet 4.1. This tabulation of 6 inner folds for the formulation Gana in, in reference to the TC values of the individual quadruple letters deserve to be chased letter-wise and fold-wise. The chase of the inner folds, 6 inner folds, is going to be a format, features and values as tabulated here in sheets 4.3, 4.2 to 4.7. These 6 sheets, these 6 tabulations are bringing us face to face with the values range 92, 30, 38, 40, 100 and 212. This range of values 92, 30, 38, 40, 100 and 212 be reached at for their parallel geometric formats. The final formulation for fourth basic formulation is Eti. The simple rendering of formulation Eti is the final end reach point, final culmination point. This formulation Eti with simple rendering as final reach point is as per its 6 inner folds is leading us to the values as are being tabulated in sheets 5.2 to 5.7. Here one shall have a pause and be sequentially face to face with the inner fold's reach. In the first inner fold reach for TC value 8 is 68. The formulation 8, the formulation Eti with TC value 8 is parallel to TC value 8 of formulation Akash, the space. The space with TC value 8 is giving a reach for its first inner fold as value 68. The value 68 is parallel to the TC value of Panchmabhut. Formulations of Prithvi, Apa, Agni, Vayu and Akash together lead to TC values 25, 8, 14, 13 and 8, leading to summation value 68. As such, one shall sit comfortably and to permit the transcending mind to be parallel with this first fold manifestation of formulation iti, which is to the effect that the space is exhaustively covered in terms of Panch Mahabhut. It is this feature of the space permitting complete swapping, complete coverage in terms of Panchmabhut is the feature which on its comprehension, on its imbibing, on full appropriate enlightenment in respect thereof is to bring us face to face with the reach of the Vedic mathematical processes parallel to the reach of the formate features and values of our solar universe. Our space is chased exhaustively in terms of Panchmabhut. Therefore, the first feature which deserves to be comprehended fully is that this space is to be approached as a domain which is fulfilled with Panch Mahabhut. This values appear 8 and 68 as a space and as Panchmabhut is the feature which will help us appreciate as to how the Vedic systems have successfully and exhaustively covered the solar universe in terms of Panch Mahabhut. It is this role, it is this feature, it is this attainment, it is this potentiality of the Panch Mahabhut which deserves to be comprehended well. The second inner fold of formulation iti leads to 0 TTCV, 8 as TCV value of space and TTCV transcendence value being 0. Therefore, it is this second feature of this space which deserves to be comprehended well. This feature is that there happens zero transcendence within this space. This zero transcendence feature of formulation ET and consequential parallel feature of formulation Akash is comprehension of the Vedic system. It is this second comprehension of the Vedic systems which is of such values and features that in terms of it we can appreciate the solar system having a complete resistance for having any transcendence within a space which permits exhaustive coverage in terms of Panchama Bhut remains self-sustained, self-referral as much as that there happens no transcendence at all. The transcendence TTC value is zero value. The third feature as of the third inner fold of formulation ET is that FTCV is 44. We know that value 44 is parallel to TC value of Param, the transcendental space. Therefore, the third feature is that the space is of inherent potentialities which of its own transits and transforms into a transcendental space as a paramvision. It is this potentiality, it is this feature of the space which deserves to be comprehended fully. We will parallel to these sequential inner folds features beginning with the space being exhaustively covered in terms of Panchama Bhut and there being zero transcendence and the space being full of potentialities to transit and transform of its own as Paramvijom, the transcendental space, a step ahead. The transcendental space in and at the phase and stage of hypergeometric formats as HTCV is of value 26, which is parallel to the TC value of formulation Devata. Further, the value 26 is the value of hypercube 7. It is this feature, it is this value, it is this format, it is this potentiality, it is this virtue of the transcendental space which takes to the unity state, to the state of hypercube 7, to the state of value 26, and a step ahead, the fifth inner fold, the TRCV value 70, brings us face to face with the domain split spectrum being of 70 streams at fifth phase and stage of split. We know every domain at its fifth phase and stage of split results into a domain spectrum of 70 streams. The sixth and the final phase and stage of inner fold value of formulation ET as 148, which accepts an organization 74 plus 74 and further 148 as dimension, resulting into manifestation of a domain of value 150 of the organization 75 plus 75 as the TCV values of Ganita Sutra 1 Ekadhikain Purvain. Ekadhikain Purvain is of TC value 75. As per the rule of Ekadhikain Purvain, this TC value 75 will result into value 150 at the next step. Therefore, the sadhakas fulfilled with intensity efforts to be parallel with the Vedic mathematical processing, Vedic mathematics organization, Vedic mathematical domains, Vedic systems, Vedic sciences, and Vedic technologies shall be parallel with the formulation iti, the end culmination, the end fruit value, which as six inner folds is bringing us face to face with sixfold features of existence phenomenon of space as TC value 8. The first feature is that space Akash TC value 8 is of exhaustive coverage in terms of Panchma Bhut, Prithvi, Apa, Agni, Vayu and Akash of TC values 25, 8, 14, 13 and 8 as summation value 68. So this space is a space which permits exhaustive coverage in terms of Panchmabhut. In other words, this space is fulfilled with Panch Mahabhut. The second feature is the space so fulfilled as Panch Mahabhut is of format features and values that there happens transcendence TCCV 0. It is this seal, it is this phenomenon of Panchma Bhut having complete, full, final coverage for the entire space. A step ahead also brings us face to face with the inherent feature of the space of its own, transiting and transforming into Paramviyom, the transcendental space. It is this inherent feature of the space which of its own transits and transforms as a Paramviyom, which takes us to the domain of gods as the fourth four inner fold HTCV of hypergeometric formats is of value 26, and value 26 is parallel to TC value of formulation Devta. Further, TC value 26 is equal to 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 parallel to fourfold manifestation layer of hypercube 7, the unity state. It is this unity state attainment for the existence phenomenon within the space as Paramvijom is the feature which deserves to be comprehended well as at a step ahead when there happens this fourth explosion at the transcendental origin of the creators of space, then the split phenomenon of the domain at its fifth phase and stage is going to be of 70 streams. And finally, the sixth fold as synthesis of transcendental ranges values for the pair of transcendence ranges of the same order as 148 with organization 74 plus 74 as dimension a reach at value 150 as 75 plus 75 parallel to the TC value 75 of the formulation Ekadike in Ganita Sutra 1 and the same in terms of its working rule, one more than before, takes us to value 150, and this way the Ganita Sutras are leading us to the mathematical domain of complete coverage of the entire existence phenomenon within the transcendental space of our solar universe. As such, sadhakas fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with the Vedic mathematical processing steps shall sit comfortably and to undertake the present blissful exercise to be face to face with the, the format, features, and values of formulation Ganita Sutra in terms of the quadruple basic formulations, namely Ved, Ish, Gana, and Eti. Thank you very much.